Well, Rob, European action this weekend with Perpignan, a massive game. Winner takes all. It can't get any bigger than that, really.
No, and the only goal we set to the boys before we started the European rounds was to make sure it was in our hands come this last round, and it is. And as you say, now whoever wins will progress. Whether that'll end up being a home fixture or away fixture, I'm not quite sure yet, but it's definitely in our hands to get through to the next round. It's something we, as a team, have set some ambitious targets on. I think the players are desperate to kind of get a little bit further in European competition this year, and that makes me very confident we'll put in a very good performance.
We haven't been at home since New Year's Eve, but since then 2 very good away performances, one at Newcastle, then more recently at Prato. In particular last weekend, 7 tries, really pleasing performance. Yeah,
and I think that's what we've said to the players. You know, we should be starting to think about being a team of players and collectively that shows ambition, and we start having that as a driver for us rather than being too worried about hanging around in the Premiership. I think up until now it's obviously a major factor for us, but I think going to Newcastle and winning, showed we had an ambition to try and name up the league and not get dragged into a dogfight. Going to Prato and putting in such a professional performance, scoring the 7 tries, it shows we've got an ambition to try and get through this cup competition. So that really pleases me, and as I say, I think that makes me confident that we'll put in a good performance. If you put in a good performance, you kind of have to take the result on the chin, because Perpignan are a very good side, but coming to Sandy Park's not the easiest thing to do. And as I say, we've got a pretty fresh, pretty fit squad, although we have picked up a couple of injuries recently. But as I say, I'm pretty certain we'll put in a very big performance.
What lessons have you learned from the previous game against Perpignan?
Obviously, on the day they probably got the better of us in the scrum. But I think other than that, there wasn't too many issues for us. Reality was, I think their scrum pressure created 2 or 3 penalty kicking opportunities for them. They didn't really create a try scoring opportunity, and we fluffed the biggest one of the game. So if anything we've learnt, it's that we're going to have to be clinical. Obviously scrum is going to be an issue, their driving line out can be an issue, but we dealt with it very well last time. So I think the key for me is to make it very much about us, what we want to achieve in the set piece, and how we want to force ourselves on the game. I think defensively we're feeling pretty confident about ourselves at the minute. Our defence is really cranked up, and I think we're now very close to, in the Premiership, starting to get on the positive side of the points, 4 points against, which is always a great indicator. And we've really battled to get that back over the last number of weeks. So I'm pleased about big areas of our game. I still think we look fresh and we look enthusiastic, we look confident, and we've got to make sure we bring that all to bear on Saturday.
When you look back at the game in November and that, it was very tight, and that you're expecting it to be just as tight this weekend, and the fans can probably play their part as well this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, potentially it could be a very tough game. They've got a couple of good goal kickers within their side, as we have, and I think the important thing is to create as many pressure moments as you can. If you create your pressure moments, you have to convert, and I think we did that pretty well in Perpignan last time. But I say we still blew the biggest one of the day, which would have won us the game and put us in prime position now. So it's tough. They're a very good team who've played a lot of European Cup rugby. They know what it's all about. They've been away before and won big games. So it's going to be tough. They've stated they want to win the Amlin Cup. They want to get back in the Heineken. But as I say, Sandy Park's a tough place to play, especially when the crowd really get going. But we have to play in a manner that gets them behind us. If we do, we'll be fine.
12 months down the line, what lessons do you think have been learned, especially in Europe, from the boys? They've come on, haven't they?
Yeah, I think so, but I think we're developing as a side all the time, and I think experience does that for you. I've always said that experience of the Premiership and of the European games will only improve this team as individuals and collectively, and that's happened. We still have a little way to go, before we kind of hit the potential of this squad. I'm very confident of that, but as you say, we're learning game by game. We're probably in a little bit better position than we were last time, in that a win at home puts us through. Last time we had to travel away and get a win, which we just about failed to do. So we're slightly better position, but we've still got to work very, very hard this weekend to make things happen.
Brilliant, thanks Rob.
Okay.